Okay. Hey, Eric.
Hey, what's up?
So, an interesting final podcast because you're leaving.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your decision and why you're leaving like so soon.
Why I'm leaving so soon? I feel like this is the best decision for me, and that's really who I need to look out for in this instance because I'm really all that I have. So everybody seems to look out for themselves. So I feel like me making the decision to leave today would probably be a better decision rather than me staying. I feel like I can better myself in a different way as far as like concentrating on my school and getting a regular job. Not too keen for the drama, although, you know, I know that some of the things that I've done, or not done, but said, aren't right, but I feel like all in all it's the truth, and I'm totally okay with being whatever everybody wants to call me. We'll just say that everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I appreciate that, but I know that when it all boils down, the rules are the rules, and I know that what I'm pointing out is right and not wrong. So I'm going to stand by my decision and go ahead and move on from CBL.
Well, can you just recap what brought you to this point? Because not everybody watches every day, so not everyone's caught up.
What do you mean?
Well, what brought you, what caused, what happened leading up to the problem and thus your decision to leave? Because not everybody watches every day, so people are like, what happened?
I'm not going to be humiliated nor criticized for pointing out the rules. That's pretty much what has happened at this point, because I've pointed out that some people get to slide by on the rules and some don't. And with me saying that, like you said, it's made me very unpopular, and I'm okay with that because I know that I'm not wrong, and I know that eventually people will see where I'm coming from. It's just something that's not for me. Like, I don't want to keep addressing the issue, and I'm not going to, because it's dead. Nothing's going to change, and I'm okay with that because this is just not for me. I'm somebody that follows the rules for the majority of the time. I'm not going to lie, I do have my fuck-ups. Everybody does. But I feel like some people get overlooked more than others, and that's okay because this isn't my website and these aren't my rules, so I can better myself in a different way in a different place. Right. I have those options, and I'm more than capable of supporting myself, and, you know, I have somewhere to go, and I feel like if some of the boys did have other places to go, they wouldn't be here, and that's sad that some of them, you know, just stay here because they don't have somewhere to go. So I hope that they all, you know, not they all, but whoever, and they know who they are, you know, eventually gets their life together and stops, you know, having to lie and do other things in order to obtain whatever it is they're trying to obtain.
A little cryptic there?
Huh?
A little cryptic there?
What do you mean?
Well, when you're saying some other people will lie and...
Well, I'm sure, I mean, everybody knows who I'm talking about, and it's Cody, but I'm not going to be the subject of humiliation, and I'm not going to be downgraded for the actions of somebody else. Even in his podcast, he said that I was too fucked up to drive, so he left me. I don't know any friend in their right mind, drunk or not, that would leave their other friend if they were that drunk.
Well, as we know, that's turned out not to be really the truth. Is, you know, the story changed on Monday.
Which story?
Well, from the first story, it changed to a different story.
Right.
That's
I mean, I'm sure, I'm kind of wondering if there'll be another story. I mean, you never know.
Well,
honestly.
yeah, because, yeah, he said you went to the bathhouse.
No, and, I mean, he was somewhat right with that. I went to the bathhouse to park because the Ritz is very close to the bathhouse, and a lot of people go in and out of there. I drove around for quite some time, and I actually even called you. Did you think that I sounded drunk at any point? I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm the one that made it home safe and sound and made the logical, responsible
when did
decision.
He leave you? That's
as soon as we walked out of the Ritz.
But when was... I don't understand the timeline. That's the thing I can't understand with Cody. It's like, how late did you walk out of the Ritz? I mean, how many hours between getting separated and him arriving home? How was there?
About three. About 3 different hours, yeah. because the bar closed during the week at 2 that night, and I believe I called you somewhere around 3 to let you know that I wouldn't be able to make it before 4, and that Cody was missing, and that
Okay. So you got out around 2, and then that's when you got separated. Okay, got it.
But I mean, it was only probably about 5 minutes before I realized that Cody wasn't behind me.
Right.
Because, I mean, I do have long legs, and I know that people do walk behind me, and I was talking to him, and when I didn't get a response is when I finally realized, like, damn, he's not there.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to understand, because it made it sound like you left the club, you went to the bathhouse for a few hours, then you realized he was missing. So that's like, well,
no.
What was Cody doing all this time?
No.
Okay.
Not by any means. Yeah, he makes it seem like I went into the bathhouse, but I never went into the bathhouse, right? I sat in the car by the bathhouse, which is correct. And another thing that I don't understand...
Is that cheaper than going in the bathhouse?
Yeah, it's very much cheaper, just like sleeping in the alley. But another thing I didn't understand is that, you know, what the fuck was I about to say? He is just like, he doesn't remember. He said that it took a few days for him to remember, but yet the next day, which would have been Wednesday, when he came home from the hospital and I took him to McDonald's, he told me the truth.
Right.
So it just kind of makes me wonder, like, what's true, who's real, and who's not. You know, this is the real world, and I'm not fake by any means, and I'm pretty sure everybody can see that. If I have something to say, I'm going to say it.
Well, it's also kind of interesting that the truth sounded a lot, or the second story sounded a lot better than the first. I mean, I know if I was a boyfriend, I would be much happier than, okay, you were coming home and you realized you jumped out of a cab, that was bad. Rather than, I got in a car with some random gay guys to go and, who are obviously flirting.
That, you know, I'm not here to bash Cody, and I'm not here to downgrade him by any means. That's not my intentions, but I hope that he realizes, you know, like, what he's done and what he's doing, you know, isn't right. And I don't need to prove that to anybody. I don't need to call anybody out. I did. You know, I did my little fair share, and honestly, that probably wasn't right. And, you know, I do apologize for the way that I came across to him and for my tone, but as far as me addressing the issues about Lance to him, that's all the truth, and that's what everybody's saying around here. Nobody just has the balls to go up to them and say that, and I did, and for some reason I'm the bad guy, but like I said, I'll be a douche, you know, because I told you the truth 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'd rather have somebody that's honest by my side rather than someone that's gonna lie.
Right.
A liar will be a liar forever.
So you are leaving without a week's notice, but you are fulfilling the terms of your contract.
Yes.
So you're leaving on good terms.
I'm leaving on good terms.
Just to let people know.
Yes, very much so. Not the kind of person, I don't, you know, like to leave on bad terms, burn bridges. Bird, you've given me a great opportunity to be here. You gave me a great opportunity to come during cruise week. Like, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. We butted heads.
You still go on cruise.
Yes, and I do still go on the cruise. I appreciate you allowing me to do that. You know, Bird, you are a great person, and I hope the best for you. I don't agree with some of the things that you do, but in the end, this is not my site, and you are the rule maker. So, like I said, I wish you the best, and I'm going to miss Myrna Gel the most. I think that's probably the biggest reason why I've contemplated this for so long, is because I feel like we've really gotten closer over these few months that I have been here. And
who?
Wes. Yeah. That's really the only person that, at this point, like, I feel like I'm letting down, because, I don't know. I love him. I mean, that's my best friend down here, so.
What was Peter?
Peter's a very good friend of mine. We've grown closer over, you know, since May, and it's really helped Peter, I think, you know, let him know as far as where I stand with him, and Peter has grown on me to make me realize that he's here to make sure that I do good with my life, and to push me into the things that I am capable of. And I feel like here my capabilities are a little bit limited, and I knew that that would be the case, but me having the option to better myself in a different way, in a more open light, would very much benefit me, I think, a lot better as far as school and supporting myself financially and getting myself established here in Florida. I doubt this is the last that you'll see of me.
True. Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you around on the cruise, no doubt.
We will.